Hi, hello everybody. Welcome to Kingdom Compass TV, the show where we talk about shows all across the streaming services. I'm one of your hosts, Griffin Donnell. Griffin D-Pad with me as always. It's the wonderful, the amazing Mr. Mitch George. How are you doing?
I kind of want to rewatch Jessica Jones.
I mean, probably the single greatest TV show series or season that Marvel has ever put out. Fair.
With probably the greatest villain, and I would say the greatest villain in TV.
Okay,
Maybe outside of Gus Fring.
I wouldn't say entirety of TV.
I don't know. Kilgrave's up there, man.
Just because Breaking Bad exists.
Yeah, but I mean, outside of Gus Fring, I gave you that one caveat. But no, I mean, there's so much to unpack from the last few weeks because, of course, being us, we did not keep up with this weekly.
We fully intended to. And then
What a show.
You got deathly ill. I'm moving.
I got sick. I'm always sick. That's my secret.
Oh, yeah. Daredevil. Okay, folks, we missed like 4 episodes. So what we're calling this is the Daredevil Season 2 review.
Yeah.
Because the show's over. We are never getting another episode of Daredevil. No, I'm kidding. We already know we're getting
Thank God there's a Season 3 already confirmed.
And I'm going to have a crazy take for you on this show. But before we jump into any of that, let me hit y'all with the rigmarole. Of course, this is Kingdom Compass TV. We talk about TV shows, whether that be streaming, regular TV, random shit that comes out. We're probably going to do an episode on the Punisher one shot. Or
100% we're doing that. Once you're unpacked, we are unpacking that one.
I'm going to make Mitch catch up on The Bear.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
I've got multiple shows I plan on making Mitch watch. These are incredible television, and it's a shame he has not watched them yet. In return, I'm watching a show he's been really wanting me to watch right now. So
I was going to say, Paradise is really good. Jack Ryan is mindless TV. But yeah, we got Punisher. We got The Bear. We've got Maul. I'm rewatching The Mandalorian. There's a lot of TV.
Mitch, just for you for Paradise. I'm about halfway through season 2 right now.
Yes, you are.
And how dare they? How dare they?
No, it had to happen.
I'm upset.
It had to happen.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm still upset. We'll jump into all of that, though, at future episodes. Go ahead and check those out. Check out the main show, where we have a bunch of different topics. Recently checking out the movie from crazy that it was 20 years ago. Checking out and seeing if The Devil Wears Prada holds up in 2026. We've got a really dope episode coming out soon, all about each of us picking 5 movies that define us. In what I think is safe to say was one of the hardest episodes we've ever prepped for.
I can't wait to do it again for games, books, TV. It's going to be great.
And honestly, if you want a good look at like a lot of the future stuff we're going to be doing, that episode will be great for you because we have so many ideas from it. But we're not here to talk about all that, Mitch, as much as I would love to.
It'll come up.
We're here to talk about Daredevil Season 2. Now, the last episode we talked about, I believe, was Gloves Off.
Yeah, I think we missed the last 4 episodes.
Which means episode 5, The Grand Design, episode 6, Requiem, episode 7, The Hateful Darkness, and episode 8, The Southern Cross are all out now. Mitch, Daredevil Season 2 has officially come to a close. What do you think of the finale? What do you think of the show as a whole?
The show is fantastic. I don't know how I feel about the twist.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention, full spoilers.
That's why I paused.
Full spoilers.
Come back here after you finish.
Don't watch this unless you've watched the episode. But frankly, if you haven't been spoiled yet, I'm shocked.
I loved everything about this episode. We got friggin' Darth Kingpin. It was fantastic. The dichotomy of the hallway fight scenes was just incredible. Pretty sure Fisk murdered like 12 people. And then they just let him walk.
Crazy that they let this man walk.
The thing is, they let him quote unquote walk, but his imprisonment now in isolation, in exile, in solitude is literally the worst thing imaginable for someone like Kingpin. He doesn't have his power. He doesn't have his city. He doesn't have his wife. Fucking called that one. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if and how they bring Kingpin back because he's so tight. He's so, entwined in the Daredevil mythos that
I mean, we know he
I
is not the villain of season 3.
no, but I don't think you can have a Daredevil show without Kingpin.
I think you can. I think there's
I
one
think it's going
particular
to be
specific group that we're about to start having some run-ins with in a certain Spider-Man movie that are just important to the mythos of Daredevil as Kingpin is.
that is entirely fair.
Let me tell you about Shadowland.
I'm a little disappointed, and so I started reading Chip Zdarsky's run of Daredevil. It's real good. I got through that first
Finally.
volume. Oh my god, you've read it, right?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite comic books ever. Yes.
Okay, so spoilers for that, obviously, but just the interaction with Spider-Man in that first volume,
Peak.
literal chills.
Why does everyone know how to write Spider-Man better than the people that write Spider-Man?
I mean, Chip wrote Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it was coming out during the same time as that god-awful Spider-Man run.
Yeah, it's true. Either way, getting back to the show, like I don't know how I feel about Matt outing himself. I think this does a very easy job for the Spider-Man writers of we can't use Daredevil. He's in prison. We can't use Kingpin. He's in exile.
Hey,
There's
what,
nothing
though?
for us to use. It's in New York.
Guess what, though? There's a scene in
Luke's
that
back.
Spider-Man trailer where he's definitely in a
It's
prison.
not, no. Blink and you miss a cameo of him behind bars, maybe, but that's the extent of it. Like Spider-Man and Punisher are not breaking Daredevil out of prison.
I'm not saying. Look, read more of the Zdarsky run, then we'll talk.
I have the second. Is the second volume ready for pickup, or is it in transit? I think it's in transit. I'm just checking.
So you're not going to get to that part. That part's not is volume 4 or 5. So you're not.
No, I know, but I'm doing a slow burn of it. Of it when I pick up the next volume, I place a hold on when I pick up my current volume, I place a hold on the next volume. So yeah, volume 2 is still in transit, but ready for pickup are Zdarsky's Batman Volume 1 and Brian Michael Bendis' House of M. So I'm eating. Go support your public libraries, folks.
Yeah, I love this. I think the show is really good. I don't.
Yeah.
There's parts of the show that I've really really loved. There's parts of the show that I've just not. I think that they did the best thing that they could possibly do with killing off what's his name?
Vanessa.
Not Vanessa, the dude.
Sopranos kid.
Yes. Why am I
Daniel Blake.
Daniel. I thought that was the best way to end that story, but ultimately I just never really cared about his story.
I really like that that's where that went, but I don't love I'm curious to see more about where Buck's character goes in season 3, having to deal with that fallout, but also this finale was kind of weird for his character. It was like, oh, he got shot in the gut and now nothing. Okay.
We also keep coming back to a character that I just actively dislike, which is in the season, which is Heather.
Which you're supposed to.
No,
because
no, Mitch. I don't mean in terms of I dislike the character. I mean I dislike the writing of this character.
I do too, but it is being written so you are not meant to enjoy this character's presence or being at all.
No, see, I fully disagree with that. You can like a writing for a character and dislike the character. I think that the writing for this character is bad.
Which is it's interesting because the dichotomy of that to Poindexter, Bullseye in this season, it's been. I love this version of Bullseye of this, nothing left to lose. One good deed makes up for all the wrong I've done in the world. And then at the end, him stepping into Luke's spot with the Thunderbolts.
So good. So good.
Dude,
to get back to Heather for just a second.
I'm jazzed. Yeah.
Her story could have been interesting, but I just never cared. It was the same issue with Blake of I don't like how this is written. I don't think it's written particularly well. Her taking over the role of Muse now, going into season 3, I think is okay.
I think
I will
there's an
reserve judgment
interesting
until we
place
see.
they can, yeah, there's an interesting place they can go with that. And I do think that this season is much stronger than season one, um, and holds its own against the best episodes we got of the Netflix run of Daredevil as well. Um, Season one, I would have said there were characters there like Buck, like Daniel Blake, like BB was interested in their story, and they've brought me around on a lot of these characters where I still give them, like, I give them the benefit of the doubt that they can still make me enjoy the story they're telling with these characters. Powell and Cole North both ending up in prison at the end of this, and seeing the redemption of Cole at the end of the season. Where is that going to go in season
See, I do
3
like the
is going
shot
to be
of
really interesting to see.
all of the task force agents like all lined up in that and whatnot. I do like that Powell goes out like a bitch at the end because that's what should
Because
have
he's a
been doing.
bitch. Yeah.
For me though, it's like there's just bits and pieces here that I think are really good and bits and pieces that are just kind of fan servicey nonsense. I think with like Poindexter is a great fucking example.
Yeah.
Why did we have this whole fake bullseye thing in this finale? Like it just muddied the waters to me. Like,
because they were going to frame him for Daredevil's
yeah,
death.
but
They were trying to.
you didn't need someone to have a full bullseye outfit. You could have just for all of the crazy shit they've done so far in the season, they could have very much just shot the guy and said it was bullseye. Like, but you didn't need someone dressing up and literally making me go, why is Bullseye's outfit a little bit more blue?
I didn't mind it personally, but I can see where people could have some.
There's points like that,
reservations.
and then you get into like some incredible moments in here. Let's talk about fucking BB for a second. Like BB's moment in the finale is one of the best moments in this finale to me.
How jazzed were you that Ben Urich's office was unchanged so much so that it still referenced Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Adored it, but adored it. But that's also another part of like the fan servicey of like, oh, okay, like. I love this for BB's character, and I think it works for her character, but it does still take away a little bit for me. It's like straight up having the same dude.
I really like that.
I did like that. There's bits and pieces in here. We'll get to the Luke Cage of it all. I thought that was actually done really well. There's so much that happens in this. I literally messaged you, how am I only 30 minutes into this finale?
The finale did drag a little bit. I do wonder, actually, after they sorted out everything for season 3, understanding there would be set leaks, that scene with Jessica and Nick almost feels like it was done after the fact.
Oh, of Jessica.
Like, it didn't feel like it flowed within the rest of the episode. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, Luke's back. Alias is back.
See, I think it fit just because it's established that they're staying in New York. They're back for real this time. I'm so happy that Mike Coulter is back. Like, he was, to me, one of the best parts of the Defenders.
1,000% agree. The first half of season 1 of Luke Cage is one of the best half seasons of television.
I will say, just in general, it's not as good as Daredevil was. Don't get me wrong, but the entirety of Luke Cage is hella slept on.
Everything after Cottonmouth in season 1 is kind of meh, for me at least. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way.
That's fair. Here is where I think it was impressive though. Luke Cage, I think it's season 2, actually made me enjoy that actor that played Iron Fist.
Yeah, he's much better there than he was in Defenders or Iron Fist.
They just nailed the vibe of what that show should be.
And I honestly really hope that they can nail the vibe of these characters going into season 3.
Mark my words, we're getting Heroes for Hire.
We did. Luke's outfit is literally his Heroes for Hire outfit under that jacket.
Well, he's had a few different Heroes for Hire outfits.
But that was one of them.
That was one of them. Well, no, that's not his Heroes for Hire outfit. That's his mayor outfit.
Oh, yeah.
We are getting... Like, obviously, like, they're setting up season 3 to be like this power grab story, which I think is going to be really interesting. You're setting up the Thunderbolts with my boy Matthew Lillard. Like, you got a bunch of cool stuff. I hope we get more Angela going forward because, like, I really loved everything from her in this season. and watch it getting
But
her.
again, another young character that makes sense within the scope of Champion slash Young Avengers. Where is that story? Someone needs to tell that story.
I don't think she'll end up in that. I think she's on a
I
side.
don't either, but they just keep bringing like throwing young characters in the MCU, and nothing seems to be
Well,
sticking.
I don't think that's what they're doing. I think that they're using young characters because, hey, these are the actors that can grow up and continue to be in these projects.
Oh, I know, 100%. But by the time Haley Steinfeld is in another MCU property, she'll be what, in her late 30s and have a kid?
I still think we're gonna see
Like,
her in Doomsday, but yeah, I trust me, I get it. I'm right there with you. We need our Young Avengers project. If anyone's been screaming that from the rooftops, it's me.
it's us. Yeah.
So much more to talk about here, because this finale is just absolutely insane, and man, some parallels here.
Some of the best courtroom drama we've
I
seen
was
from the
gonna say,
MCU.
I think this is the best court. I think this show, this season, has had the best courtroom scenes we've ever had in the MCU.
It's hard not to reminisce about what we got in season 1 with Hector Ayala's trial. That was really good. This gets real close for me, at least.
Hector Ayala's was a solid third for me, where it's like I love some of the courtroom stuff in the original Daredevil series, but my favorite courtroom scene is still that scene from Defenders. That has been usurped by this final one for me. Not just the I am Daredevil of it all, but the way that Matt is actually handling the legal side of all of it. In not even just this episode, but in the penultimate episode. This dramatic motherfucker. I love him so much. I sent you another message on this. I'm like, really, the fight between Daredevil and Fisk is just who can be more dramatic, and whoever is more dramatic wins.
Well, it's just Team Flippy Flip versus Team Punchy Punch.
Not even that. It's literally who makes a scene better. Matt has his walk-in moment. Okay, Fisk has to have his walk-in moment. Fisk drops this massive monologue. Fuck you, I'm Daredevil. Like, I love that these two took the How to Be a Dramatic Being class from Anakin Skywalker, and I just love it.
And Fisk ends up on a beach with sand that gets everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And Matt is now in prison.
Not surprising, but it's going to be interesting to see setting up season 3 how we get him out, other than just a mayoral pardon, which I hope we don't go a route like that. I'd love to see them find like a legalese way of striking down his testimony or something like that and proving all the falsities.
I think we'll go more superhero nonsense, just because I think that once again we will pull from the Zdarsky run. I will not spoil it because
thank you, because I'm reading it right now.
But I think that it would actually work really well. I will tell you, a big part of Zdarsky's run is also Elektra, and we're probably not going to get any of that in this show.
Not with the way Defenders ended, but they've redeemed other characters in Bullseye, and they're going to try. Spoilers. He's far better here than I enjoyed in any of the Netflix stuff.
Okay, are you saying you like
not redeemed? Yeah. The character writing, the personalization of the character is redeemed for me versus what was written into the Netflix show.
I think Bullseye's written incredibly well in Netflix, but
I think it's better here.
I'll take it. I'm happy we have both, and both.
That's entirely fair. But I mean, even just looking at a character that they're going to attempt to redeem with next season with the inclusion of Iron Fist, spoilers from some set photos and stuff. Yeah. But like they're really trying, and it'll be interesting to see if they can nail it with the Heroes for Hire next season.
I mean, I have a pitch still for how you do Iron Fist, and that is you make him have to train somebody new. And
you have him training the next Iron Fist.
Yeah, there is a comic line for it, where swordsmen Swordmaster becomes the Iron Fist, and it's a great story. They should just adapt that easy.
It's really good, but I don't know. It's harder to tell that story without having Swordmaster already established in the MCU.
Well, that's the thing. You make it his origin story.
And they tried that though with Iron Fist, and it didn't work very well.
I think it could work.
I hope you're right.
But I don't think they're ever going to do that. I think they'll keep him within Heroes for Hire. And I think that if we get any spin-offs of any of this, frankly, it would be Jessica Jones. we alluded to some stuff with Jess's life going on right now. There's obviously an allusion to Luke out in who knows where doing stuff for the Thunderbolts, which I have a theory about. I think we might be setting up some Secret Wars level shit.
I was going to say, it feels like we're going down the path towards Dark Avengers,
And
like the Dark Avengers run of Thunderbolts.
I'm not talking Secret Wars like the Secret Wars movie we're getting. I'm talking the Secret Wars well before that one.
The Civil War Secret War stuff.
I would say you would know it from Civil War if you played
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2.
They are two completely different, unrelated stories that game just happened to pull together in an incredible way.
I think what's most interesting here is Matt Gargan's involvement in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah, I could see it.
And the only reason I say that is because Matt Gargan in the comics is also at one point or another one of the hosts for Venom. And I could very easily see the MCU going that route of doing the Matt Gargan Venom before going anywhere near Eddie Brock or even Pete with the symbiote.
See, I think they would have. I think they want to avoid the symbiote at all costs right now.
I don't think so. I think the symbiote's really easy to market. Yeah, but those movies still made money.
My thing is, like, after 3 Venom movies, a video game that just did that story, and their comic series or their TV series where their main villain was a symbiote. I think you hold on doing the symbiote story in the movies for a little bit.
I could see them doing something Dark Avengers with Bullseye, Venom, and some other less than savory folks, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think they do. I agree that they do some sort of Dark Avengers, but I don't think it includes Venom. Because at this point, Spider-Man is not really an Avenger. They have Venom in there because Norman was explicitly creating a 1-to-1 with who the current Avengers were.
We don't really have a current Avengers though. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, and so once we get if we ever get Dark Avenger, I don't think it'd be Dark Avenger. I think it would be based on the Defenders.
Interesting.
And them being more of a 1-to-1. But again, all speculation. It could also lead to nothing. Anything is possible. Anything is weird. I think Matthew Lillard, though, with Mr. Charles, it seems to be maybe here, maybe Thunderbolts. That seems like the only real places we'll see more of that character.
Which is unfortunate because Matthew Lillard just stole every scene he was in this show. And I just want more. I just want him and Julia Louis-Dreyfus interacting on screen because that will just make my year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got to assume, right, that's who he was on that phone call with.
Oh, 100%.
We talked a little bit about Luke. Talked a little bit about Jess. I hope we just get her popping up everywhere. I love Kristen Ritter.
I could very easily see them either doing a Heroes for Hire or Alias Investigation show after, or interluding with Daredevil Born Again. I don't know if they're going to continue on past season 3. We'll see, because the viewership on season 2 has been not to the levels of what we got with season 1. So I do worry about the longevity of this show.
That's a typical season drop off, though.
50%?
Yeah, today? That's pretty fucking standard for most streaming shit.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's not a good time to be making things right now. I think that's something that we talk about all the time, right? It's like, hey, if you're trying to be creative in any industry right now, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You're fighting for a mind share of attention. You're fighting for a streaming service for streaming services or movie tickets that people just do not have the money for.
Unless you're Nintendo and print money with the Super Mario Galaxy movie and decide to remake Star Fox 64 for the 18th time.
I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm not surprised it's had a drop off. I think season 3 will have a drop off as well. Look at Mando, right? Like, Mando was the most popular Disney Plus show
by a long.
No one gave a shit about season 3.
Have you seen some of the articles coming out of Disney's forecast for the Mando opening?
Yeah, I have, and it's not great.
They're projecting it to open less than what Solo did.
Yeah, I think it'll do more than Solo.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm. I think, but also, here's the thing. Mando they made for a budget of a show.
Yeah.
So the reason Solo's opening was as catastrophic as it was for Star Wars was because of just how much money they pumped into it during development.
I just reminded myself that I need to get tickets to see Mortal Kombat 2.
I'm seeing it on Sunday. Um, I got my tickets last week.
Yeah, I need to look at that and Mando tickets, figure out when that's going to work for us going to the
I also learned that
theater.
Wildwood has a release date. It's had a release date since fucking January. I'm still upset that I didn't realize that.
Google's hard. It's fine.
Well, they put it out in a press release.
Ooh, I just had an idea.
It's because it's stupid Fathom events. But beside the point, all of this has drop. Or yeah, Mando was my example. Here's the thing: most of these shows are never going to get past season 3. I'm wrapping my head around that the next season of Percy Jackson is probably going to be the last season of Percy Jackson. Like,
I hope not, but
and I hope not for this show too. But like once you get to season 3, it just kind of there's just that drop off. Because these aren't syndicated TV series, you're not selling ads, you're not selling yada yada yada. Most of the people that are watching these things aren't buying the new subscription to watch them. They just already have the subscription, so they're watching them. Like, I think that's kind of the industry at large at this point. What I've seen from a lot of this, right, is it's just you do what you can while you can, and then you move on. I love this show in the same way I loved Arrow. This is my crazy take for you. This show to me is CW's Arrow in the best way. Of it has some really good moments, some not great moments, but I want to be there for every minute. And Arrow worked so well because it was syndicated TV.
yeah,
it was a good amount of episodes.
22 episode season, hour-long episodes.
The streaming service model just does not work. That is not the fault of the shows. That is the fault of the company.
Yeah. I've told you about the little local cinema near our cottage, right?
You have hyped this place up so many times.
So they're open for the season as of May 1st, and I think we're going to be up there the weekend that Mando comes out, and I cannot fathom a better way to watch that movie, except for maybe IMAX.
I need to send you a place because I finally have something similar to this place.
That's awesome.
They play primarily smaller stuff and indie stuff.
Yeah, we have a theater like that as well.
At the same time, I'm planning on going to it. They're doing a showing soon of National Treasure.
That's awesome. Yeah, we have a small theater like that first opened in 1914 that's still kicking. And I kind of want to see what they've got coming up. But now I'm just getting distracted from the actual conversation. Yeah, I think the one thing we haven't really talked about is Matt and the twist and the fact that his identity is now known. And where do we think we see them taking the story? Because I don't think they're going to put the genie back in the bottle a la Doctor Strange or Purple Man.
I mean, I have said this.
You
and I had this argument right with season 1 of my favorite thing about Daredevil is that he's not Batman. He's not the man is the mask. He is both, and both are him. And I think that this season finale was a perfect example of that. And like now that with the genie's out of the bottle, you cannot hide that.
No.
As much as I would love to see him in the I am not Daredevil sweater, because I just think it'd be really funny to see Charlie Cox in that sweater.
I think we will see that at some point.
It's almost too easy of a bit not to. No, I think they stick with it. I think they keep this. I think we have, based off of the set photos we have so far and whatnot, I imagine we have the dueling stories here of Matt in prison and his allies and friends trying to take over while he's not there. I mean, what about you? What do you think they're doing with this character next?
Community service? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of the way they get it out of prison. I think that the trial of Matt Murdock is going to be really interesting. Of like, I don't know if they can do that because it's going to retread a lot of what we got with the trial of Karen Page. Of where does the mask end and the man begin? Where does the good that he does for society outweigh the taking of um, taking things into his own hands,
See, I think the trial of
circumventing the
Matt Murdock
police and
is
law and order?
I think that's episode 1. And I think that's
Yeah,
like maybe 10 minutes. And it really
but I
just
also
exists to
think
give us the sentence.
what's going to be really interesting, again, if they lean into what Chip Zdarsky's run is doing with Matt, of he tried to kill somebody. He should be charged with and tried for and convicted of attempted murder because he threw a man off a building. That man should have died and he didn't because plot armor, but he did it. He's committed the act. So
Oh, so
where do we go
let me make
with
this really clear.
that?
I think he's getting convicted. I think he is convicted.
I do too.
Well,
And
no,
then
I
but
no,
what
I
does that
think
mean for his story?
I think he already is convicted. I think what I was taking them
Opens and he's already
fully,
in prison.
yeah, I think that the way I took the ending of this was he is there, it has happened. We are already at that point. Like, and it is him having to be Daredevil while also being in prison. And him learning more I'm gonna spoil a tiny, tiny little thing about this Zdarsky run. It's not like a huge event thing. If you would like to take your headphones off, I'll give you the warning. One of the big things of Matt's run in the comics is that he is grappling with whether or not the justice system actually works. And it's an incredibly well done story. And now I'm going to beckon Mitch to come back in. And anyways, that's how Zdarsky kills every single hero.
God damn it! I knew we were going there.
And he kills Spider-Man. Now, they do some really interesting stuff with that comic book that is much more Matt's internal philosophy on the world.
I mean, just what I've read to this point of, he wasn't at his sharpest. He accidentally kills somebody, and he has to grapple with that. And I think diving into the Catholic guilt of it all is a very interesting place to take the character in that book. I don't know how well that translates to screen, also given the current geopolitical climate. So it'll be interesting to see if any aspects of that do make it into future seasons of this show or just future
I think what I mentioned while you
media
were off,
involving this character.
I think what I mentioned while you were off headset is really the thing that's gonna shine through.
So now I just got to borrow more of these dang books from the library.
You really have to. It's really hard to talk about this without spoiling. And with where that comic book leads, I think that there's a very simple way that he ends up out there. And I think that it's going to set up the future of legalese for superheroes in this, right? Like that's kind of been one of those roles that Daredevil has always had. Is, hey, guess what? You're now in a lawsuit that is going to set the precedent for how superheroes are treated by the law. Like, I was expecting to get more task force stuff maybe in season 3. I'm not anymore now that they've all been arrested. But I do think we're still going to have like a power grab situation, something go bad, and somehow Matt ends up having to help. And that's bare bones, I know, but that's really all I've got. They could do practically anything in season 3 with where they left it, and I think that's kind of one of the most exciting things. This is just
I'm with you there.
Everyone's here. All of the bits and pieces are in the sandbox. Now make the story.
Now just put the pieces together.
But I'm curious, y'all, what you think is going to be the future of Daredevil Born Again. Did you like this season? What did you like? What did you hate? What did you love? Let us know in the comments. And if you listen to all of this, hey, thank you very much for listening. We're here sometimes.
Even all those spoilers Griffin wouldn't let me hear.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to say them all so bad. I mean, hey, you could have listened. You had the option.
I just placed a hold on volume 3 as well with volume 2 in transit. So I'm in.
I forget how many runs there are total. I think like 7 or 8.
Something like that. That's 4.
It ran for a while.
It really 5, 6. Looks like maybe 6.
Zdarsky. I realized I could just look at my Kindle library because that's where I own these.
Good, yeah. But you didn't.
I'm just looking at Wikipedia. I'll tell you what's really good though is the current active run of Daredevil.
That's at least 7 that I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's 7, I think, and then there's also
It looks
Devilman.
like 7, yeah.
So I think the story I'm thinking of. Here we go. Part of Daredevil. Yeah, 7. And here's the problem. What I'm referencing for you, Mitch,
Is in 6?
is in 7.
God damn it. I'll get there. Just depends on how many copies my library has and how long it takes for these holds to deliver.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's also in 6. It's 6 and 7. Very good. Highly recommend reading it, folks, if you have curiosity of Daredevil. There's a lot of very good Daredevil comic books out there. Go read them. They're dope. Read the new run.
I'm first in line for volume 3, so I expect wherever it is that it's shipping from, I should get it within a week or 2.
Hell yeah. So yeah, let us know all the things. Let us know what you thought of the show. We will see y'all next time when we talk about a few other different shows that are coming that we're catching up on. So until then, be good to each other and have a magical day.
Shout out, Toronto Public Library.